This fairly off-the-beaten-track pass is located on a farm link road, the P2394, about 60 kilometers west-northwest of Cradock. The pass is 9 kilometers long and displays an altitude variance of 237 meters, producing an easy average gradient of 1 in 38, but most of the steeper action and sharper bends occur in the last 2 kilometers, where the gradient gets as steep as 1 in 10. You'll need to know your way around these farm roads, and this pass is best tackled with a good GPS loaded with tracks for Africa, otherwise you'll probably get lost in the maze of farm roads to the south. Belet is an Afrikaans word which means forbid or prohibit, so the name of the pass no doubt at some point in its history was a no-go zone. The road is suitable for all vehicles in fair weather, and like all gravel roads, it's subject to rapid changes in condition after rain. We filmed this pass from east to west in the ascending mode. It starts at a small bridge at an altitude of 1,293 meters, following the eastern side of the river and climbing at a very gentle gradient of 1 in 30. The road soon bends gradually to the left and takes on a more southwesterly heading. Up ahead, a series of mountain ridges appear to completely block the way through. The next 1.5 kilometers is a fairly straight road, and the first-time driver can be forgiven thinking that this is not much of a pass, but this straight section is only a tiny foretaste of what's still to come. As distance is gained, the kloof starts narrowing and the road goes through an undulating section, sometimes virtually meeting the banks of the river, which is mostly just a dry riverbed. Whilst travelling in this area of the Eastern Cape, a visit to the Mountain Zebra National Park is a must. It was proclaimed in July 1937 for the purpose of providing a nature reserve for the endangered Cape Mountain zebra. In the early 1930s, the Cape Mountain zebra was threatened with extinction. The National Parks Board proclaimed an area of 17.2 square kilometers for the zebra's preservation. The mountain zebra population of the park comprised only 5 stallions and 1 mare and was insufficient to expand the population. By 1950, only 2 stallions remained, and a neighboring farmer, Mr. H.L. Lombard, improved the breeding pool by donating 11 zebra to the park. At the 5.7 kilometer mark, the road crosses a small tributary of the main river, then goes into an S-bend to cross the main river at the 6.5 kilometer point. This crossing also marks a distinct change in the steepness, as well as a change in the severity and number of corners that will be experienced. By 1964, there were only 25 zebra in the park. At this time, the park size was increased to 65 square kilometers, and Paul Micho donated 6 zebra to the park. From then on, the number of zebras increased steadily to about 140. In 1975, the zebras were reintroduced to the Western Cape at the De Hoop Nature Reserve. Currently, the park's herd number over 700 animals. The road remains in close proximity to the river and hugs the northern side all the way to the summit point. Along this final section of approximately 2 kilometers, the views start opening up over a wide valley crisscrossed by small streams. To the left there are some steep drop-offs which are completely unguarded. This is easily the most enjoyable part of the pass, and it makes the effort of getting to this remote spot well worthwhile. The last kilometer sees the gradients reaching their steepest at 1 in 10 as the summit point of 1,530 meters looms at the 9 kilometer point. Almost immediately the road crosses a cattle grid, which is your landmark to turn around and retrace your route back to the R61. For the more adventurous drivers, you can now test your navigational skills to find your way to your next destination.